It curved and had a point at one end. It looked, Mrs. Frisby thought, rather like the side of a small boat. Could the rats be making a boat? Then she saw that they were fastening a strong metal ring to the top of it. Justin led her to it. That, he said, is our most important invention. The key to the whole plan. We made a pilot model last fall. We tried it out and it worked. So now we're making 3 more. But what is it? It's a plow. Nicodemus designed it himself after reading every book he could find about farm tools. It's light and sharp, especially made to be pulled by rats. It takes 8 of us to pull it, more if the turf is tough. But with it, we can turn over, in a day of hard work, a patch of earth about 10 by 15 feet. But why? What do you need it for? Come over here, and I'll show you. He led the way to the back of the cave where the high walls stood. He opened a door and beckoned her through. She stood in a large wooden bin, staring at her feet, and rising in a slope to the wall of the cave was a small, starting at her feet. And rising in a slope to the wall of the cave was a small mountain of grain. Oats, said Justin. He led her on, opened another door on another mountain. Wheat, he said, and others. Barley, corn, soybeans. We've been building these stockpiles for a long time, he said, all from Mr. Fitzgibbon's barn. We now have a 2-year supply for 108 rats, plus enough to plant for 2 crops in case the first one fails. In there, he gestured toward the last bin in the row, we have boxes full of seeds. Seeds for tomatoes, beets, carrots, melons, and a lot more. All the time they stood there, the steady procession of rats continued. They entered the bins, took off their harness sacks, filled the sacks with grain, put them on again, and left through the tunnel out the back door. They looked, Mrs. Frisby thought, like very large ants, endlessly toiling on an anthill. Justin must have got the same impression, for he said, if the ants can do it, Nicodemus says, if the bees can do it, so can we. Do what? Why, live without stealing, of course. That's the whole idea. That's the plan.